Ken at SBM Boxing. Let's speak boxing. What are you going to speak about? July 11th. One time Keith Thurman stepping into the ring against Luis Collazo in Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm going to attend that fight, so definitely I'm going to be in the building. Hopefully I can get George the Boxing Genius to go. And Clyde the Godfather to go. But definitely I'm going to go ahead and take on that and watch that fight. Premier Boxing Channel. It's actually going to be great. You know, it's going to be the first time they're going to be on the ESPN card. A lot of people are complaining, a lot of people are criticizing, saying that it's a cherry-pick fight. Upset that one time is actually taking on Luis Collazo. Not much of a selection, but casual boxing fans need to understand that, you know, a lot of opponents, you know, one time, I don't see him as a cherry-picker fighter. You know, the ones that I feel that are cherry-picking are the ones that are ducking and dodging Keith Thurman. They don't want to fight Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman has a lot of devastating power. He has a lot of potential, and he's a threat. A lot of people are not willing to take that risk right away. You know, Collazo and Devin Alexander are the only fighters who stepped up or actually called out Keith Thurman. Everyone else, they don't want to fight him. You know, so I don't want to get upset saying that Keith Thurman is cherry picking or even deal with that. You know, I would question the fights that are going on right now that should be lined up for Keith Thurman right now, such as I think the Porter and Broner fight. That's going to be a hell of a fight, but there's two key opponents. I'm not saying anything about that because I think that's evenly matched. The only thing I'm upset about is the catch weight clause coming into that fight. The Kahn Algieri fight. You know what? Kahn's one of my favorite fighters. I'm a big Kahn fan. But the Chris Algieri fight, I'm not sure why he took on Chris Algieri. I think that's going to be an okay fight, but Kahn is on a level, just like I was upset when Manny Pacquiao took on Chris Algieri and brought him up from the 140 division to come up to welterweight. I think that was a bullshit decision. I think that was a cherry pick fight, and I think Amir Kahn could have did better in selecting an opponent. You know, the Mayweather and Pacquiao just got done fighting. Bradley's setting up a fight as well. Robert Guerrero, you guys already know, he fought Keith Thurman and lost to Keith Thurman, so that fight's not going to happen. The only fighter in the division, you know, I'm not even sure if Brandon Rios would even be considered a legitimate opponent as well. But it's Devin Alexander. You know, I never considered Brandon Rios as a welterweight. I still see him more of a threat at 140 than welterweight itself. But that itself, you know, Timothy Bradley as well. You know, Timothy Bradley's already set. So a lot of people have been ducking and dodging. So I think this is going to be a competitive fight. You know, Keith Thurman is undefeated. He has 21 KOs, so he has a lot of devastating power. He's 25-0. If he wants to keep that all, just continue to do what he keeps doing, you know. Just like the Bondu and Guerrero fight, he showed that he's a little bit more versatile. He's not the one time that everybody's looking for that big knockout. If you want to keep that all and you want to stay consistent, you got to be more versatile. I like the fact that he's utilizing the ring, he's utilizing the jab, he's showing a lot of defense, a lot of great footwork, and he's being a complete fighter. And that's exactly what you need. Coming into a fight trying to knock somebody's head off, Keith Thurman can definitely do that. But if he wants to fight these elite fighters, if he wants to step into the ring against Kahn, if he wants to step into the ring against Bradley, Pacquiao, or Mayweather itself, you got to bring more than just power, because power is just not going to cut it. You know, so he's getting better and better every single fight. Collazo, I'm not going to write him off. Collazo, you know, the last 5 or 6 fights, he's won 5 of the last 6 fights. He lost to Amir Kahn. His last fight, he fought in the Barclays Center last year in 2014. Delahoya, I think that's what his name was. He won unanimous decision, or I believe TKO. I think he KO'd him. He won by TKO. He also, a big victory against Victor Ortiz, got him back into the spotlight. He beat Sanchez, but when he knocked out Ortiz in great fashion, caught him with a nasty hook, he came in with a lot of momentum. You know, he came into the Kahn fight with a lot of momentum. After the Ortiz fight, he was calling out Mayweather. I think he was reaching a little bit too much in the Barclays Center. I don't know that's his hometown and stuff like that, but I think he got a little too excited knocking out Victor Ortiz, calling out Mayweather. But took on Kahn, lost to Kahn and stuff like that. But Collazo's always been a threat, always been a great opponent. I think it's an evenly matched fight. As far as height advantage, Collazo definitely has it. I like the fact that Collazo is a boxer. So A lot of people are predicting that one-time Keith Thurman's going to go ahead and knock him out within 5 rounds. Collazo got a chin. He definitely has a chin. You know, Kahn was able to get him down, and a lot of people are like, well, Kahn don't have power. Kahn got power at 147 welterweight. That motherfucker got power. And caught Collazo with some clean shots. Collazo dropped about 2 or 3 times, but wasn't knocked out whatsoever. I'm not predicting a KO on this one. I think Collazo, depending